legendary romantic poet, William Wordsworth, in a feeling he just captured so perfectly. That sense that we've lost something magical as we've grown up. I mean, really think about it for a second. Do you ever look back and just feel like the world used to be brighter, more full of wonder? Like an ordinary rainbow felt like this incredible, miraculous event? Well, if you've ever felt that, you are in very good company. Wordsworth wrote a whole entire poem about this exact experience. He called it a glory that had just vanished from his sight. So, what on earth did he mean by that? All right, let's dive in. To really get what he's talking about with this fading glory, we kind of have to get inside his head for a minute and see the world from his point of view. You see, Wordsworth was a romantic poet. And for these guys, nature wasn't just, trees and flowers. No, it was this powerful, almost spiritual force. They also believed that childhood was this super special time of pure innocence and wild imagination. And feelings? Oh yeah, deep personal emotions were everything. This whole mindset, it's the key that unlocks his entire poem. So, right at the beginning of the poem, Wordsworth starts painting this picture of the world. And honestly, it sounds perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. And yet, for him, there's something essential missing. And to bring nature to life in his poems, Wordsworth uses this really powerful literary tool called personification. It sounds fancy, but it's super simple. It's just giving human qualities or feelings to something that isn't human. And he uses this idea right away. He writes that the moon looks around with delight. Now, obviously, a moon can't literally feel delight, right? But phrasing it that way makes nature feel like a living, joyful being. He's describing a world that is fundamentally alive and happy. And he just keeps building this scene. He describes the beauty of starlight reflecting on the water. He compares the sunrise to a glorious birth, totally full of hope and new life. Everything seems perfect. And yet, he's feeling this profound sense of loss. The world is the same, but his experience of it has changed. This comparison here explains it perfectly. For a little kid, rain is an adventure, right? It's a chance to go jump in puddles. For an adult, though, it's a list of problems. Traffic's gonna be bad. My clothes will get wet. I'll be late for work. All that wonder gets replaced by worry. That is the glory that has passed away. The world hasn't changed, he has. So this internal conflict, it just keeps building and building until we get to the third stanza. And here, the overwhelming joy of nature actually makes his own sadness impossible to ignore. He looks around and he sees a world that is just erupting with life. Birds are singing, young lambs are literally bounding around with so much energy, it's like they're dancing to a drum. It's as if nature itself is throwing this huge party, this massive festival of life. But right in the middle of this incredible celebration, he feels completely isolated. While everything around him is joyful, a thought of grief comes to him, and to him alone. It's such a powerful, stark contrast. And that's the real tragedy of this moment. All that joy in nature, it actually makes his sadness feel even deeper. It's this painful reminder of how he used to feel, like he was a part of the celebration. But now, he's just an outsider, looking in on a world he doesn't feel connected to anymore. But here's the thing, Wordsworth doesn't just stay in that place of grief. The poem takes a really important turn, and he finds a way to move forward, to discover a whole different kind of strength. He sort of walks us through his internal journey. First, the grief hits him. But then, a timely utterance, like a sudden realization or an epiphany, it brings him comfort. And with that newfound clarity, he makes a conscious choice. He's going to be strong and embrace the world again. And he expresses this new strength with another amazing tool, the metaphor. This is where instead of saying something is like something else, you just boldly claim it is something else. It creates such a stronger image. And his metaphor is absolutely stunning. He says the waterfalls, the cataracts, are blowing their trumpets. Think about that. He's not just describing a sound, he's comparing the roar of the water to a triumphant, powerful blast. Nature isn't just celebrating quietly anymore, it's roaring with the strength that now mirrors his own. And this leads him to his final decision. He declares that his own personal sadness will no longer wrong the season. He's making a conscious choice not to let his sense of loss spoil the beauty that's right here, right now. He's going to appreciate it all in a new, more mature way. So, what can we take away from all this? I mean, this poem isn't just about Wordsworth, it speaks to a universal human experience. Well, for one, it teaches us that losing that early sense of wonder is something pretty much everyone goes through. It reminds us that the world doesn't become less beautiful, our perception just changes. Crucially, it shows that nature can still be this huge source of comfort and wisdom for us as adults, and that we have the power to find new strength even after we've experienced a loss. Ultimately, the journey Wordsworth takes us on is one of acceptance. That initial glory of childhood might be gone, sure, but in its place, we can find a deeper, more thoughtful appreciation for the world, one that's rooted in our memories, our wisdom, and the beauty that's always been there. And that really just leaves us with a question to chew on. If that effortless, early magic has faded, what new glory, what different kind of beauty or strength can you go out and find in the world today?